grass and guns. Yeah. I was busted outside.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of G4 Outdoors. I'm happy to say that Dual sent us out a Firefly clay trap thrower for us to do a review on. I really appreciate that, and advise everybody to go check out all of Dual products. They've been around since 1997, so they know what they're doing. They've got this thing all figured out. This thing's supposed to be assembled in about 4 minutes. All you're going to need is a 4mm Allen wrench and a 11mm socket. Haven't opened this up or anything, so that's what we're going to do on video today, is open this up, put it together, show you how it operates. Then we're going to come back with another video and show you this thing in operation. So stick around. I hope you enjoy the video. First step, get out your BenchMade, cut the tapes. First thing we got here is your safety. This is so that you don't get inside of the danger zone.
Danger zone.
You got a carry bag. From what I understand, this thing folds up and you'll be able to put it in here. You have destruction manuals. I'm guessing these are going to be your spikes for digging into the ground to keep this thing stable. And the rest of it is a unit. Okay, so first of all, this pretty much comes as one basic unit. You don't have to install all of this. I like that. Have some parts right here. Figure that out. This is obviously going to be your mainspring for your throwing, a handle for carrying, or a base plate, and some rods. These are to stack your, all of this here is to stack your clays up. Let's get to putting this together. All right, first step, you want to take your leg brackets and your safety ring bracket and install these together here on the front bottom with these little bitty screws. My arm's in the way, sorry. Then let's repeat the process on the other side. Snug your bolts down. And we'll move on to the next process. All right, once you have your safety bars and your front legs set up, you want to go ahead and insert your front legs. Now these do just slide right in. This is for when you want to take it down, put it back together. These are going to be the parts that come off easy so that you can transport this and move it around easily. So we're going to put the front legs in like so. Then we're going to take the rear plate and slide this up into its position and back. Like I say, these just slide right up into where they're supposed to go. All right, so as you can see, it's pretty easy to set up. Once everything else is set up, you see how easy these legs are to install and set this up out in the field. Next up, you're going to take these two little extension brackets right here, and this is going to hold the safety ring on to the back. These just screw into the side right here on each side. I'm going to show you one side, but put that in there and do the same thing on the opposite side. So running out a little bit of room on the tailgate, but now you need to install the safety ring. I would highly suggest putting this on. When these things come out, when this flings the clay out, these honestly have enough pressure to break bones in your legs. So I highly suggest putting this on and keeping it on. Easy to install, just thread it through these two holes here. And the two bolts that you just installed onto the back, that is where you're going to put the end of this tube. Right on there, just like that. And install it in the same fashion on the other side. Now you have a safety zone so that you're not sticking your leg inside the pattern of the throwing arm, because trust me, they got a lot of power. If you go shooting with your kids and they get too close to this, you accidentally set one off, it's going to break a leg. So put your safety device on there, please. Now we're going to install the clay stack. Take your rubber grommets off of here. Set them aside. You want to keep those just so you don't scratch anything up later on, like poke holes in your bag or something. Easy to install. One end has a solid opening, just a clear opening. The other end is threaded, and I'll show you how to use that in a second. But easy installation right here on this part. Just slide these over the already installed posts. Now you have this horseshoe shaped deal right here that keeps all of these in line. And this is what all of your clays are going to be going into. So install this here next with your 4 bolts. Now that all that's installed, you could do this on the ground, but like I say, this is meant to be, it's a little tight, but you can take this off for easy transport and put it back on when it's time. It's not a bad thing that it's tight either. That way this isn't going to fall off. So when you're ready to go shoot again, you just slide this back on. I do want to touch on that subject. I've seen some other clay throwers that this thing is loose, and that is what's going to cause your clays to break or fall out. I've just seen these things fall apart. Clays just fall on the ground. If we go over here somewhere, you'll find, you go to any shooting range, you'll find a pile of clay somewhere, and you know that was from a clay thrower that didn't hold the clays in properly. So I do like to see that this is tight and well put together. All right, now I'm going to take the packaging zip tie off of here. I did it. Okay, you're going to go and move this thing, you're going to move the sled all the way out to the forward position. This is ratcheting, so it's not going to go backwards. Once it goes to a certain point, can't go back. So put this out here at the 12 o'clock position, and then you want to get your spring, your adjustment knob, and all this out here together. All right, now you want to take your adjustment spring. You're going to want to spin this plastic adjustment knob all the way off. I'm not sure about this nut yet. I'll figure that out later on. So you have what your spring holds on to right here. First thing you're going to do is slide the threaded piece through the back hole and then connect the spring onto here. Now you want to go and take your plastic piece and thread it onto the back. Now you don't want to put too much tension on this right away, and this is where you're going to spend a little bit of time fine-tuning this machine so that it doesn't throw them too fast, it doesn't throw them too slow, and it definitely doesn't have too much pressure to where it's just going to crack your clays as soon as they come out. So let's get this adjusted and I'll come right back to you.
And this right here recommends you use a DC, which is going to be a deep cycle marine battery, 12 volt, and I just happen to have one off of my bass boat. Last time I had this tested, they said it worked 100% fine. It is from September 2015, so I went ahead and just bought new ones on the boat, but we're going to use this for the clay thrower today.
All right, now it's time to hook this thing up to power. Be sure and stay away from the machine while you're setting this up. All right, I'm going to suggest getting the foot switch away from you and anybody else that is working on the machine or setting it up. And then hook your power cables up to your battery. I would say red to red and black to black if you do have a color-coded battery. Otherwise, black is negative and red is hot power. And the machine's doing something. That's probably why you need a deep cycle batteries, because this motor is going to be continuously running. That's my guess. So nobody is in front, nobody is in the danger zone. Let's go ahead and press the foot pedal and see how this works. Is this in frame? All right, pressing the pedal.
awesome.
All right, that's one reason why we're recording. We're going to find out if you have problems with this.
What about the clay thing? Maybe it's not doing anything because it doesn't think there's a clay in there? No.
So if you do run into problems, we're going to run into those problems with you. I wouldn't call it a problem. It's just we're not setting this up right. We haven't done something right. Just one little step that you're missing. But hey, we're here to explain to you how it goes.
All that does is drop the clays.
Like the switch on or off or what?
All right, as you can see, the machine is continuously running, and I told you that I would figure this out with you guys. DuAll makes quality products. Don't get me wrong on that. We just so happen to find a little flaw in this one. It's a easily overlooked, I don't know, little deal by the assembly line. As you can see, this front motor up here is turning clockwise. Well, if you've ever used a trap thrower, you know that the motor doesn't turn that way. It turns this way, but the motor is wanting to turn this way. So what they've done in the factory, in the assembly line, they've accidentally switched the power lines up. So if your motor is turning clockwise, just turn your leads backwards. So I'm going to actually hook the negative up to the positive and the positive up to the negative. And now the machine is operational. You see it's back here in the position to pick up a clay. A clay is dropped. Let's push the pedal. Let me stand back just a bit. Boom! And it's operating as intended now. All right, just like me coming out here for the first time putting this together, a problem that I think that people will come into as well if you don't read the instructions like me. There's a 3-position switch back here. It has disarm. What disarm means is if you get a clay target lodged up in here, you can hit disarm, push the pedal, and the arm will swing backwards out of the way so that it's not causing any more destruction to any clays in there. It also has an off switch and an on switch. I didn't know that that switch was there. So earlier when I said that they had this wired backwards, I was wrong, okay? I hooked these up to the opposite side, and when I put it on disarm, well, it was already on disarm, what that did was reverse the polarity and cause it to work properly instead of disarm. So it was my mistake. I hooked it up backwards, and I did not know that this switch was here. So now that it is turned on and powered up correctly, the thing's working right. So, you know, an idiot out here installing this thing for the first time, the mistakes will be made, but it's a learning process, and I like to dig into things, just put things together, learn it as I go. It's just how I like to put things together. You learn what happens. If you just read about it, you put it together and you forget what happens. But if you just dig in, that's just the way my mind works. Hey, I hope you're an idiot just like me. Okay, as you can see, this thing's jumping around quite a bit. The front legs on this, they are pointed a little bit so that you can dig them in the ground. And as you can see with this jumping around, you are going to need to dig these front legs into the ground so that this isn't jumping around or whatnot. That's going to cause your clays to jump out and break on the ground. So let me dig these into the ground. I'll come back with you and we're going to load some clays up and get this thing adjusted just right. All right, DuAll does recommend white flyer. I'm going to go ahead and install some clays in here. I do expect to break some clays on this my first time, not knowing what it's going to do or anything like that. So if anything happens for the first try, it's just going to be a learning process. So I'm going to start off with 5. Did you see that safety zone right here? Mm-hmm. I could feel that swing by my hand, so be careful when you're out here. It's dangerous to everybody. Yeah. Dang, it's gliding. Oh, I wasn't even watching the flight.
Yeah, the flight was good.
Okay, I see what we need to do here. Pull back that stopper there on the first one so that it holds your clays there. And I'm gonna dump just a couple more in here. And then we're gonna cycle this machine like it should be. So again, stay away from the machine. Press your pedal. A new one drops in, the rubber foot pad there holds your next one, and it's ready to go again. And it's running a pretty smooth, consistent shot. So now I'm going to hold down on the pedal, please don't, and run these next 3 through here. Okay, that last one broke. That was the last one in the bunch, so there was nothing for it to balance on or hold on to. So I don't know, I would say expect your last one to be broke. I don't know what clay targets cost. $5 a box.
$9.
$10 a box.
135.
Wasting one clay out of a whole box if you keep this thing loaded. That's no big deal. So anyways, that was the setup, the installation, and showing you how this thing works for the first try. I'll tell you what, guys, stick around. We're going to be making another video showing this thing in operation. I hope that the overview and setup of this thing has brought you guys some good information. So anyways, stick around for the next video. It'll be in the set list or tag right up here in the corner. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and we will see you in the next one. I'm out.
Spent the night and a half the cage. Couldn't wait to get back on stage. Now I'm alright. Woke me up a little appetite for a whole lot of guitars, girls, green grass, and guns.